Hi, I'm Meagan Bookout, and this is my Art in a Day project. I'm at Crystal Bridges in Bentonville, Arkansas. Here you will find tons of extraordinary art from all over the world. Crystal Bridges is a piece of art in itself with a very incredible architecture and trails where you can walk all around the campus. But what's on the inside is even better. When I first walked around Crystal Bridges, I was amazed at the art that was here, so close to home. The first piece of art that really captured my attention was this sculpture by Harriet Frishmuth, named Roses of Yesterday. This bronze sculpture was made in 1923 and stands 65 inches tall. Frishmuth was a sculptor who focused her art on sculpting females. She did this because women's rights were very controversial at the peak of her career and she wanted to make a statement. This piece was a sculpture of a woman named Dacia Dattel, who often posed for Frishmuth. Dattel was a dancer who was able to hold difficult poses for long periods of time. But the reason behind Roses of Yesterday was a guy named Mr. Walden. This sculpture was Frishmuth's memorial to him. Mr. Walden was a great lover of children and of flowers, and if you look closely, the gnomon on the sundial that the girl is holding, you'll notice it's a butterfly symbolizing the fleeting hours and also the words perennis amor, which means eternal love in Latin. This sculpture tells the audience that we need to take the time to appreciate the little things in life, such as flowers, before they're gone. Frishmuth made a few sundials, and she was known to say that this sculpture was the best of them all. Whenever thinking of the elements shown in this sculpture, we have to think about why the sculpture was made and what Frishmuth wanted to show the audience. Frishmuth composed this piece in a vertical three-dimensional figure representing a true life scale of the objects. The bilateral symmetry commonly present on a human sculpture is offset here with an asymmetrical balance from her holding the sundial in one hand and the flowers in the other. Gracefully, the elongated dress helps to define these two visual focal points, leaving the viewer to watch her peacefully stand. The sculpture stands on a small circular base. From there, the three-dimensional sculpture projects itself to stand 65 inches. The majority of the sculpture holds to the same circumference as the base, except for where the sundial is held, almost doubling the width in that region. Being made out of bronze, the sculpture is made to be elegant with its texture and movement. It is smooth all around, which helps portray her youth and innocence, while her flowing dress is blowing in the wind as she smells the flowers. Frishmuth was a known feminist since during the high point of her career she was fighting against women's rights. All of Frishmuth's works are of women, and for that reason, it explains why this piece, even though made for a man, is a woman. From a feministic methodology, Frishmuth conveyed elegance and beauty within her artwork through various aspects. The woman's dress is long and flowing, showing a compassionate woman. Her natural beauty is also shown through her wearing sandals and her dress coming just to the tip of her shoulders. Her body is well defined and is shown through her dress. By showing her body, her beauty as a woman is shown as a strong, independent woman, but also shows her vulnerability in the same sense. The way she holds the two symbolic figures close by is also very feminine in nature. Harriet Frishmuth designed most of her sculptures out of bronze. Many sculptures well known in history were not made of bronze, however, due to the lack of preservation the metal has when oxidized. Frishmuth made Roses of Yesterday with varying styles used. The main style Frishmuth modeled after was from the classical period. Here, many artists used bronze as a sculpting metal and modeled their sculptures after statues of people. The specific style was actually influenced by the Greco-Roman sculptures, which established the potential of realism in works of art. The heavily shadowed clothing and lines on the woman's body shows great detail, which represents the Greek style of beauty and precision, giving a visual realism of the piece in all three dimensions. Not only did this show the realistic view of any person, and in the sculpture, the perfect female form. One thing that's prevalent in the Greco-Roman sculpture is for it to be of a god or goddess. Although not modeled after a goddess, I believe Frishmuth was portraying this woman as the goddess of modern times, in that she represents women's rights in the fullest capacity while still showing her natural beauty and grace. When I walked up to the sculpture, I was immediately impressed. It was obviously an older sculpture that had a story to tell, I just didn't know what that story was. I loved how the woman in the sculpture was very elegant and beautiful, holding her flowers tight to her chest, leaning down to smell them. Everything about it was just simply beautiful. The beauty alone made me choose this piece, but upon researching Roses of Yesterday and seeing how Frishmuth tried to capture her beauty, my mind was set on using the sculpture for my project. Knowing what I do now about this piece is even more impressing. The whole purpose behind this was to express to everyone to take the time to appreciate the little things in life. As a memorial sculpture, she was honoring her friend who had loved the small things in life. I loved the message behind Roses of Yesterday because in the world today, we all do need to take the time to smell the flowers and be at peace with life.